Hello, my name is Brian Alexander. I'm the official athlete mental skills coach for USA Water Polo's Olympic Development Pipeline and also for our USA Men's Senior National Team. I'd like to take a moment to discuss the potential psychology that a lot of our water polo athletes might be going through at this time. The second mental skill that I think is really important for everybody to consider during this shutdown, quarantine, shelter in place, whatever you want to call it situation, this social distancing or physical distancing moment, is the skill of imagery and the skill of visualization. And with our national team, we've been focusing a lot on video training and watching different games, even if they're games that we're not actually playing in, and tracking different teams, movements, their tactics, their shifts, um, their game plan against certain teams, how we could adapt our game plan against them. And a lot of that practice is actually happening up here in the mind's eye. While we are watching it through our own eyes on the video, we're actually also creating mental representations of what we're seeing and imagining ourselves in those situations so that we can get positive mental reps, seeing ourselves succeed against those players or in those situations. One of the hardest things, though, as you practice the skill of imagery and visualization, is to actually move between different perspectives. So, a lot of novice athletes or just novice people with the skill of imagery might just see themselves as if they're watching themselves in a movie and not necessarily be able to see it through the first person perspective, which is through their own eyes. There are benefits, especially for learning a new skill or learning a situation for the first or for first, where you actually see yourself in that movie. But as you adopt that skill and make it your own, eventually you'll be able to improve the skill of imagery by seeing it through the first person perspective. So, what that might look like, or what this practice might be experienced like, would be to, first of all, bring in the physical setting. Imagine the pool that you're playing at. Just bring in the vivid detail of the color of the water, maybe some more sensory information in terms of what you hear around the pool deck, the sounds, the smells of the chlorine, the feeling of walking on that pool deck in your bare feet, or the temperature of the water as you jump in the pool, the texture of the ball on your fingertips. You can even smell the smell of chlorine or just the sensation of the water in your mouth as you're swimming or just rushing over your body as you move through it. After you put yourself physically in that vivid environment, then it's bringing in the other information around the emotional impact, the energy that you hope to experience. Perhaps you're thinking about the tactical side of the situation and making that really specific. And that's the hard thing, is to paint this picture of where you're at. And it might take some time to paint that picture. So you don't necessarily want to rush through it. You want to take your time. After you imagine or get a lot of reps with visualizing certain situations, eventually the time period that you're imagining might not be exact to the actual situation in real life. So as you start to imagine it more, you want to try and match the amount of time that your image takes to the actual situation. So you can use a stopwatch or a timer and time yourself as you're going through this practice or going through that skill. Then you might bring in different aspects of self-talk through that image and thinking about the language that you might use to direct your body or the steps that you might take in that situation, as well as the things that you need to be aware of and be tracking and scanning for with your attention in that situation, such as where's the ball, where's my man, what's going on around me in the water. These mental training skills that you could maximize right now will help you be ready mentally and maybe even a little bit physically for when we do come out of this shelter in place moment with this COVID-19 pandemic. We don't know how it's going to go. There's a lot of uncertainty in terms of the timeline, but we do know that eventually it's going to end. And there's going to be plenty of people that come out of this not ready to return to the things that they can do that they were doing before. So if you capitalize on this moment, capitalize on this time, and find just a few minutes each day to chip away, then maybe you'll continue to find these little successes along the way that start to not only give you that confidence that you're prepared, but also give you a sense of purpose and a sense of autonomy and choice and motivation that comes within yourself that gives you more and more preparation, readiness, feeling like, hey, I'm in control of this ship, I'm guiding it. So, thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys gain some applicable things, some takeaways that you can actually use at home. And if you'd like to reach out to me, if you have any questions, please email me at alexander.bryan3@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me through my website at athletementalskillscoach.com.